First graders who are enrolled in Fox Mill Elementary's partial immersion program are spending 50% of their school days studying math, science, and health in Japanese. Let's watch as Montage teaches us more about this unique program.
できるかな？できますか？ちょっと待ってね。先生が先にこうしますよ。これは茶色いクマ。これは赤い鳥。これが何でしょう？黄色いアヒル。これは
This is not another story comparing and contrasting the American educational system with the Japanese educational system. Reiko Matsumoto, who speaks Japanese exclusively in her class, is a Fairfax County Public School teacher. Her first grade class at Fox Mill Elementary School is part of the county's partial immersion program. The students are taught the traditional subjects of math and science in the Japanese language. Consequently, they also learn Japanese. The partial immersion program divides the students' day into two parts. Matsumoto has the students for half of the day, teaching them Japanese, math, and science. The other half-day students spend with Matsumoto's team teacher, Beverly Perry, learning English and language arts.
Matsumoto sensei and I make a very good team. Basically, we do a lot of planning and our units together so that there is an integrated part in the program. If I'm doing a certain unit, like a mouse unit, Matsumoto sensei is teaching the children the word for mouse in Japanese and teaching a song in Japanese. If I'm doing a unit on farms, she's also teaching the children the farm animals. We also integrate with the science in her part. If she's doing science and teaching seeds, I'm also reading books in English to the children on seeds.
The subjects to be taught in Japanese were not selected at random. Educators believe math and science are the most appropriate subjects to be taught in the target language.
The reason these subjects were chosen is that these subjects are conducive to use of concrete objects and experiential learning. When two people do not speak the same language, there has to be something to negotiate meaning. And concrete objects used in mathematics and the experiments and experiences in science are both conducive to negotiation of meaning.
To make certain that none of her students are left bewildered after a lesson, Matsumoto structures her lessons so that they appeal to all different types of learners. During a recent math lesson, for example, visual aids accompanied oral instruction.
最初にひし形を数えましょう。先生はいくつ使ったかしら。数えましょう。1、2、3、4、5、6、7。はい、そうです。先生はこのひし形をちょっと変ですね。このひし形を8使いました。いいですか？
Students who comprehend best when taught using tactile methods were not left out either. Manipulatives helped these students grasp the concept.
クマさん？クマ？何？それで終わった？終わり？これ三角形はいくつあるの？ライアン。1、2。はい、2を書きましょう。いいですか？2を書きます。いいですか？はい、次は台形をいくつ使った？ 1 数えましょう。1、2、3、4。はい、じゃあここに4を書きましょう。はい。
Every new educational idea has skeptics. Those skeptical of the partial immersion program might fear that students are learning a foreign language not in addition to, but at the expense of their other studies. Matsumoto says that just isn't so. In fact, she says, the math lesson you just saw was straight out of the Fairfax County Program of Studies. The lesson did not need to be altered because of the Japanese presentation. Fox Mill's principal, Betty Schwartzman, says studies back up Matsumoto's belief that academic achievement in other subjects is not hampered by the partial immersion language instruction.
When we've had some questions as to whether or not children in general do well with studying a foreign language in the elementary school, the research is showing that children not only do well in the target language, but they usually do very well in all the subject areas, and that most any child really can participate in the program.
Skeptics might also wonder how wise it is to start the partial immersion program in first grade. Matsumoto counters that argument with what she believes are two advantages of exposure to a second language at an early age.
The target language is always easily acquired when they're very young. And Japanese pronunciation is very difficult. When you start them very young like this, it's usually quite good.
Japanese is not the only language taught in the partial immersion program. Spanish and French are also offered. Enrollment in the program is voluntary, and any child may enter in their first grade year. However, parents choosing to enroll a child would be responsible for the child's transportation if enrollment would mean a transfer from the child's neighborhood school. It is hoped that each year Fairfax County will expand the program one grade level through sixth grade, therefore allowing students to continue their studies in a bilingual setting.
The future of the program is still not certain. The school board will be making its decision. I know we will have the program again for next year. We are hopeful that it will continue through sixth grade in the elementary schools where we currently have it, and then be included in the secondary schools by use of one of the subjects being taught through the target language. Whether it will be expanded to other schools or not will depend on the amount of resources that we have, the amount of teachers we can get, and what decisions the school board makes. I am a strong believer that so many other countries train their children and teach their children to be bilingual and trilingual, and I really feel that the American child is just as capable and deserves the opportunity. I really believe in this.